And we are live. Welcome back to another episode of the Reseller Niche Podcast. Today, I want to not introduce, you know him, I'm sure. This is a YouTuber, experienced reseller. His name is Cali Reseller Luis. And to everyone out there, why don't you give them a little bit of backstory, your background, and how they can find you?
Sure. My background, I started reselling since I was 8 years old.
Wow.
I started because my dad was a reseller back in the days.
Okay.
He used to, I've told this story before, but I'll share it again. He used to pick up the broken down refrigerators and washers and dryers people put out on the side of the street, and he would fix them. He would fix them, and then he would resell them at the swap meet or flea markets. So I started picking that up from him when he started doing that, and he used to take me along with him sometimes. And I remember getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to drive to these swap meets just to get a spot for the day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I would help him do that, and he actually had given me some money, and we bought a big bag of pens, brand new writing pens. I think there was like 1,000 pens. I think we paid like $30 for it back then, and so he goes, "This is gonna be for you. This is what you're gonna sell." And,
okay.
So while he was doing his thing, I was selling pens. People were buying 10, 20 pens,
And that's from age 8.
That's at age 8, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And it just kind of evolved over the years, doing it locally and also doing bartering with other people.
Okay.
So just from that experience alone, I've always resold different stuff, shirts, video games, anything. Even through high school, I used to sell a lot of stuff, and it's been an ongoing thing that I learned from him. And now, since I've been doing it on online platforms, it's, I'm still doing it locally, but now I'm doing it on a wider scale with Mercari and Offerup and all the other online platforms.
Nice. Now, before we get into it, because I have a ton of questions for you, okay. If you could just give everyone your YouTube channel, Instagram handle, and all of that good stuff.
Yeah, my YouTube channel is it's pretty easy. It's Cali Reseller Luis. It's you can find it easily. My logo is pretty much all over the place. That's how everybody recognizes it because it's red, so it stands out.
Yeah.
And same thing on Instagram, Cali Reseller Luis. You can find me there. If you ever have any questions about reselling, I'm more than happy to answer any questions. I know a lot of resellers do reach out to me to ask me different questions or opinions on stuff, and I do answer back to everybody. You could be the big guy, or you could the big YouTuber guy, the big guy that has 20, 30, 40,000 subscribers, or you could be the brand new YouTuber that barely starting out. I treat everybody the same. I don't treat nobody differently.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because I was at your auction yesterday, so everyone knows you got a big following already. And yep. I'm going to flip the script a little bit because I know we said we were going to talk about Mercari and Offerup, but we were just talking a second ago about wholesale pallets because I wanted to ask you about something you're doing around Christmas time too. Yeah. So can you talk about how you got into kind of dealing with wholesale? I know we're doing this backwards, but
yeah, no, that's no problem.
I'm interested in that.
Yeah, well, like I said, since I've been reselling, and the guy that I connected with, his name's Larry, I met him about 10 years ago, going on 11 already.
Okay.
And he started out as a reseller just like myself. His father used to work at a company that did all the wholesale stuff, and his dad branched out and started his own wholesale, thing with the pallets of toys and all that. And once his dad retired, my friend took over the business. So at that time, when we became friends, we had lost touch for about 2-3 years, and then I saw him one day at the store, and he goes, "Yeah, I'm doing this," and I'm like, "Oh, cool. I'm still doing the reselling." He goes, "I'm running the business now. Come by." And so I went by and we talked, and I started buying pallets from him, and it's been nonstop ever since. And nice. Like I said, I sell to different people. I sell to a couple of guys that sell at the swap meets that I have that are customers. So I'm like the middleman right now.
Okay.
With the wholesale pallets, but my goal is to actually be the wholesaler. So that's the goal I'm aiming at right now.
Nice. And when you're saying pallets, what types of items are we talking about?
Talking about brand new toys.
Brand new toys. Nice.
It'd be the Mattel, Monster Jam, all the name brand toys that you see at Walmart and Target. I get access to all of those.
Okay. And because I'm sure you remember Toys R Us going under. Because of that, did you see kind of an uptick in your business, or?
Yeah, it did. When Toys R Us went out of business, business did boost up again because there was no Toys R Us, and that was one of the biggest, retailers for kids' toys in the world. So when that happened, you noticed that the increase did increase. The more people are looking for those particular toys that they were only finding at Toys R Us or they couldn't find, that I was getting a hold of still. So the business did boom when that did happen at that time.
Okay. And then before I forget about this, you mentioned earlier that you are working with a few charities, especially around this time of year. Do you want to tell everyone about that and how they could help?
Yeah, I work with the Toys for Tots in my area, and I also support other Toys for Tots in different states with other resellers that reach out to me. For example, last night, Philly Picker, he purchased some Hot Wheels from me on my auction that he's donating to the Toys for Tots, and I'm gonna put in more toys in his box. So the little box that he was gonna receive, it just turned into a big box because I'm gonna ship extra stuff for the kids down there as well.
That's awesome, man. And if you haven't checked out Luis's auctions, I was at one yesterday. He has, I'm not talking about cheap toys here. These are brand new toys. They're in demand toys, big toys too. I was surprised. I'm like, okay, I thought it's going to be rinky.
Yep.
That's some of the stuff people are bidding really good prices with good toys. So you guys should check that out if you can. And that's a Tuesday nights, right? Or usually,
I do it every Tuesday night. Yes, Tuesday night, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So
cool. And then let's go back a little bit more. So, did you always sell toys only, or were there other things you sold as well? Or
I've sold DVDs, video games. Oh, obviously video games. That's always been a big seller of mine ever since back in the day, even in high school when I used to sell the video games. Another thing that's big for me is sports cards.
Nice.
I have a lot of graded cards, and I do collect. I'm a collector, and I do collect them all. Oh, there's my son behind me. Say hi, buddy. Go ahead, buddy. Go hang out for a little bit, okay? Okay. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, but like I said, I'm a full-time dad. I'm a stay-at-home dad.
I'm the same. Behind every door, you probably hear kids. So don't worry about that at all.
Yeah, so like I was saying,
vintage cards, was that something back in the day as well? Or
I have quite a few vintage cards that I have in my personal collection. I've been like I said, I've collected cards since I was a kid, and when I got to be an adult, I started collecting a lot of those cards that my mom threw away when we were kids.
Yeah,
because we moved one day and had asked her mom, "Where's my box of cards?" She goes, "I threw those old things out." I was like, "Man, I remember I was so upset." But thankfully, now that as an adult, I was able to collect all those cards back.
So is that like a personal thing, or do you actually sell them, or is it just?
It's a personal thing of mine, but I do sell some of the cards because I do have a lot of graded cards, and sometimes when I see that my totes are too full, I'm like, okay, it's time to downsize a little bit.
There you go.
Like I said, last night I auctioned off a Ken Griffey Jr. Card and Patrick Mahomes rookie card. So
that Mahomes, I have some people that made some serious money off his back in the last year and a half.
Yep.
Yeah. And I remember when Griffey first came out. This is, was that 90, 89, 90?
89. And it was 89. Yeah.
That was a hot card back then. I mean, it's not worth much now, but
back then it was. Everybody wanted that card.
And the other one I remember, and this is getting off track here, was, you remember the Bo Jackson black and white where he has like the baseball bat? And he's holding
Yep, I have like 20 of those cards, 20 of them graded of those cards. So yeah,
that went for, my cousin sold this. This is 7th grade. He sold it for like $60.
Yeah,
I'm like, he got that out of one of. Do you remember the old card machines? You can turn it and you get 2 or 3 of them.
You get 2 or 3 at one time. Yeah.
Yeah. So he got it out of there and he sold it.
That's
for $60.
awesome.
I was like, wow, you're in the money now.
Yeah. So, cards do have value, If you're a reseller that sells cards, they do have value. It just depends what cards they are. I mean, me, like I said, I collect them personally for my collection. Yeah. But when my collection does get a little bit too excessive, then I do, get rid of some of my cards.
You're just gonna know the right ones and the ins and outs. Like, all the prisms and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go back a little bit because I know we keep saying we're going to talk about Mercari. I will get there, but I know you started, or you were on eBay back in the day. And then I want to talk a little bit about why you're not on eBay anymore, because I have similar issues, but it might be interesting for people.
I was on eBay for about 7 years back then, and like I said, one day I sold actually a computer keyboard. It was a wireless keyboard. It was like $130, I believe, when I sold it. I sent it out and it got delivered, and within a couple of hours, I get a request to return it because it wasn't brand new. I was like, how's it not going to be brand new? And it was brand new in the box. It still had the plastic wrap and everything on it. So I accepted the return, and they actually sent it back. And when I sent it back, they sent a totally different keyboard that was used and broken. And so I contacted eBay about that and told them, I showed them the proof of the pictures of what I sent to what they sent me. But through their investigation, like they say, they ended up deciding with the customer instead of myself. So I lost on that money on that.
I've got so many stories. I told you this story before, like 5 minutes ago. I heard somebody on YouTube talking about really similar to that. They sold a computer, send it in. It was like an old Apple, I think, one of those.
Yeah.
And it came back with missing keys, like 5 missing keys.
Yeah.
And then you figure, okay, I've got pictures of this. eBay's going to back me up.
Yeah.
They didn't. And so that's kind of how it goes. I mean, and were you ever on Amazon too, doing FBA or?
Yeah, I did Amazon for about 4 years, and we were talking earlier, and then I started getting ungated on different items, especially with the toys, with the Mattel toys, and so I mean, it seemed like it was like week after week. It was like, okay, you can't sell this now, you can't sell this. So I was like, man, you're just taking off all my inventory. So what am I going to sell? And then that's when Amazon started selling all these name brand toys. So I kind of pushed the little guys out of the way for them to sell the toy.
It's weird with Amazon. Like we were talking about this too, because I had the same exact experience. I was basically Amazon only for like 2 years. And then the feeling I get is that they only want wholesalers, which actually that might work out for you, or private labelers only because you can't really back up a sale if you get it from like a thrift store or even a Walmart, to be honest. They don't even like Walmart.
Nope. Yeah, you're right.
Or Target receipts. I'm with you there.
Yep.
So eBay, you shut down eBay. So when did you transition more into like Mercari?
Oh, well, like I said, around that time when Mercari started, that's when I was having the issues with eBay.
Yeah.
So I just decided just to pull all my listings off of eBay. And I just said, Mercari is a brand new platform. I'm going to give it a try. So I listed a couple of things on there. And then within a few days, I started selling, video games and other stuff. And it just kind of kept going. So now, to 2020, it's like I'm doing a lot better on Mercari than I actually was on eBay. So.
And you said that was like 4 years ago, you said, with Mercari?
In 2016, yeah.
And that's when they first started then, right? Pretty much.
Yep. So I'm pretty much been with Mercari since it started.
And then the fee structure I know they just changed that recently. They started, so before they had no fees at all, or just?
No, they didn't have a processing fee, what they call it.
Okay.
It was just, you would just pay the whatever you're going to pay for the listing, and that's it. But now they do the processing fee, which depends on how much you sell the item. So.
Okay. And then for me personally, I want to say this year I've been on Mercari, I want to say 18 months, 2 years, but I'm talking about signing up for Mercari. That's not really like you really selling from day one. I've sold a handful of items, and I sell a lot of toys. Most of what I sell is vintage stuff.
Yep.
What I've found, to be honest, it's a really good place to source.
Yeah,
so I can see why you're selling a lot. Yep. So is it mainly you're selling only new toys on Mercari, and then how's that going?
I sell brand new toys. I'll sell used. I'll sell vintage, like older toys that are in good condition. Okay. I'll sell video games. I'll sell video game systems, because all that stuff sells on Mercari. Yeah. So all that stuff I'll sell, and everything that I sell, regarding used video games or video game consoles, everything gets tested before it actually gets listed, just to make sure that it's in good working condition.
Gotcha. And then as far as issues that you've seen with, because I know you had issues with eBay, did you see anything similar with Mercari, like strange buyers, bad returns, that kind of stuff?
I actually haven't had an issue with Mercari on returns right now, so I can't really say that I've had not like eBay. Like I said, at eBay it was just like back to back, and with like I said, Mercari, I haven't had any issues until now. So it's been going good, and but like I said, it's a good marketplace to sell. A lot of people do, always ask questions about, hey, is Mercari a good platform to sell? And yeah, it's a great platform.
I hear the best thing.
It's easy, and you can do it on your phone, and
it's definitely easy. I'm going to cut in here real fast because I haven't said hi to anybody yet.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got Galaxy CDs, Rock Sim Flips, Ryan. He's always here. Appreciate it. Thank you. The Lone Star Picker. I saw him yesterday at your auction there.
Hey, Louie. How you doing?
How's it going, man? And then there's Nana Tink Treasures. How's it going?
Hello, Nana Tink.
And yeah. And then, Houston Reseller is here too. So I appreciate it because I usually don't have anybody in my life. So you're bringing the goods and you're bringing the info, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, man.
So with Mercari, I want to go back to them a little bit because I noticed that they started doing some big things in the news recently. Yep. Have you seen like an uptick in sales? Is it getting better? Is it more competitive now? How's that going?
Right now, since we're into the whole fourth quarter thing, of course, sales have been up, and it's just to me, it's been a steady amount of sales even before fourth quarter started. Yeah, but I know Mercari it's expanding as a platform, which I told people a couple of years back that it's going to be eBay's competition because it's starting to grow more and it's expanding. So I just, as long as they keep doing what they're doing, I think they'll be a successful marketplace, to sell. And they're not really having issues. I know some people say they do have issues on Mercari, but I haven't had any issues, like I said, on my end. So.
Gotcha. I mean, there's a couple of things that I think Mercari is changing the game with, especially when they kind of limit when you're bidding on something, you can't like bid like a $1 offer on like a $100 item. They kind of block that for one thing. Have you seen it where people try and kind of get around? You know how with eBay you'll get messages, broken up phone numbers, broken up email addresses, contact. Yeah. Do you see that in Mercari as well, or is it?
I personally, I think I've only received one message like that, but it got, like I said, when I didn't even look at it. When I clicked to go look at it, Mercari had already deleted it, so they were pretty much on top of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then as far as like the listing process goes in Mercari, because I've listed and it's relatively easy. Like you said, it's 100% app based.
Yeah.
I don't think I used the PC at all. Would you say it's a lot faster to you, like listing wise on Mercari, or on like compared to other sites?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like I said, for me, the listing on Mercari is really easy. I'll take all my pictures before I start listing. So like that, once I just start listing, I already got the pictures, and I'll start, putting all the information, setting up the price and everything, and then boom, list it, and then we'll go to the next one, and it just keeps. To me, it's simple, it's easy, and it's convenient because especially when you're, like me, that I'm a busy dad with my kids and doing a million things a day, it comes in handy because when I do get those little breaks, it's like, okay, let me list one or two things and then keep going. Yeah,
and then that's a perfect segue actually, because I know you're a family man, you're a reseller, and with this whole crazy pandemic we're all going through. How's it been? Because I know you said you've been on YouTube basically since the pandemic started.
Yeah.
So it seems like you're taking on more stuff as opposed to the opposite.
Yeah.
How's it going just life-wise, dealing with everything?
It's hard. I have to balance everything out, and I have to pretty much every day it's like, okay, this is what I need to do. This is when it's the task for the day. So I need to get up early at 5 a.m. and I just get started with what I have to do. I start packing before my kids even get up. So I'll pack and print labels, whatever sold overnight. I'll get that ready and packed and, ready to go. I'll wake up the kids, feed them breakfast, get them ready, dressed for school, and then they do their online schooling. So once they're on their online schooling, that's where I'll take advantage of if I already have pictures taken, where I'll start listing, but I have to keep listening to my son and my daughter just to make sure they don't need any help with anything. So, and it goes like that. That's an everyday process for me. But like I said, I make it work. And a lot of people say, man, that's a lot of hats to wear. And I do wear a lot of hats, you know, being the dad, the principal, you know, the principal, the reseller, the husband, and, you know,
the teacher,
you know. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's not easy, but I mean, it has to get done. And it's just one of those things where, you know, you just got to, you know, manage the time wisely and then just get everything done.
And you've been so you're in the LA area, is that right?
I'm actually about 25 minutes away from downtown LA. I'm in the outskirts of LA, which is it's called the Inland Empire, which up where I live at. It's the city of Ontario.
Okay, I know.
Yeah.
I've been to the airport.
Yeah. Well, I actually live like 5 minutes from the airport, just to give you an idea.
Okay, that's cool. And then as far as, I mean, I guess we talk about COVID a lot here. It must have affected not only obviously the way you live, but the way you source, the way you deal with your online. How did that, I mean, from going further, before COVID, how did you source compared to how you source now and like conduct your business?
Well, before it used to be more, you know, more thrift stores, more being out, you know, sourcing, you know, shirts and all that stuff at the thrift stores. But now with when all the COVID things started, you know, as a reseller, you got to adapt.
Yeah.
You got to say, okay, you can't source from these places. So now let's do online arbitrage, you know, online retail arbitrage. I do with my wholesaler, of course. So I always get toys from him and just different, you know, places to source from. You know, I've shared this information with a lot of people, you know, that are barely starting. You know, if you don't have a big, you know, budget to start reselling, you could start off selling stuff from the Dollar Tree.
Oh yeah, big time.
You know, you could get different toys, their name brand toys for $1. You know, and you could source there. You could do the retail arbitrage at Walmart, at Target, in all the other stores, and that's pretty much what I've been doing with the online, you know, retail arbitrage at Target. And I always tell people, always stay on top of the online, you know, retail arbitrage with Target and Walmart, especially right now. They have the Black Friday sales going on, especially on video games, where they have, I think, you buy 2, you get 1 free, you know?
Yeah, I don't know if it was probably similar because, I want to say every September, the Walmart around here and Targets, they kind of do this crazy thing where you find like video games that were they're not even from last year. I mean, I found video games that are like 15 years old, PS2 games. Maybe they're stuck in is it like that for you guys too? Like random toys, like depending on the Walmart you go to, some of them would bring out this really old, brand new, old stock.
Yeah, and it's happened. I've walked into Target. This happened at Target a couple months ago before COVID started, actually. I walked in and I saw the guy coming out with the shopping cart full of these like DC Comics action figures. And I just happened to glance at it and I saw that they were priced at $1.99. So I was like, okay, let me follow him to see where he's going with this.
Yeah.
So I followed to where he went, and he was barely going to set up the end cap. And I asked him, excuse me, are these all that you're going to put on the end cap? And he goes, yeah. How many are in this basket? He goes, maybe about 100. I'm all, can I talk to your manager? He's all, sure. So he called the manager and asked him, okay, you know, I saw you have them priced at $199. I want to buy all of them. Can you give me a good price on them? He goes, sure. He goes, if you want, there's 100 in here. Give me $80 for all the 100. I'm like, cool, I'll take them all.
Nice.
You know, and I ended up taking them all, and I sold them quick because it was old. It was old. That's the old stock that people look for.
Target too, right?
Yeah, this is at Target. Yeah.
See, it's weird because I hear conflicting things about Targets because like they don't like us, well, resellers, this and that. My personal experiences, it depends on the specific store.
Yeah, it depends on what mood the person is in too.
Yeah.
And also the way you approach them. That says a lot. You know, if you come and you tell them, oh, hi, you know, I'm Luis, and I just noticed your employee coming out with these, and I saw how much you're selling them for. I was just wondering if I want to take them all. Is there you could give me a good price, and I'll take them all.
Yeah.
And if it's not, then it's okay, you know? So, yeah, as long as you communicate with them and you build that relationship with them, then they'll start kind of loosening up a little bit. This manager, I've, it's my local Target, so he's seen me around for a couple of years. So
Yeah.
he knows who I am. So every time he'll see me, he'll be like, "Hey, I got some toys in the back that I haven't put out. If you're interested,
Nice.
So he'll bring them out to me in the shopping cart, and he'll let me go through them, and I'll just take what I want.
It sounds like you know how to negotiate, and it just from the way you're talking, you talk. It's like firm but calm.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's kind of how you have to deal with it. Because I remember I'm terrible in negotiations. I'll be honest with you. I was dealing with a Target in the Bay Area. This is 3-4 years ago, and they had a bunch of stuff on the end cap already. So I took everything, and I think when I did that, I kind of made it look like oh, okay, my eyes got wide and everything. So I took everything, and I was going towards the cash register, and like I could see out of the corner of my eye, the Target employee was just kind of like dogging me.
Yeah.
I just kept going. I mean, I didn't. There was nobody around me, so I didn't take anything away from him. So I went to the cash register. There's one guy in front of me, so he sees this whole. I think they were Lego. They're like old box. They were like 2-3-year-old boxes, but they're all sealed, brand new Lego. So the guy looks behind me, and his response is, "Are those good for Christmas?" And I didn't know what to say. I said, "Yeah, sure." And then I handed him one. I said, "You want one?" And I think when I did that, then that Target employee that was looking at me was kind of like, "Oh, okay." So he actually came up to me and he said, that's old stock. If you want the rest, I think they're going to put it out next week."
Yep.
Because until then, he looked like he was going to take a baseball bat to my head. I mean, but like I said, I mean, that kind of, like you said, the demeanor, the way you approach people, the way you talk to people, that kind of stuff, that makes a big, big difference.
Yeah, it does. It does make a big difference.
Yeah.
And every once in a while when I go in there, I'll ask him how he's doing, how's your day, and I've given him like a Starbucks gift card and just tell him, thank you, I appreciate what you do for me. And, just show them gratitude. And, they respect you more for doing that because that's just showing them that you're appreciating that they're helping you out,
Yeah. And then, I mean, as far as, like we said, with everything being shut down, especially in LA County and surrounding areas, it's really, really shut down. Yep. How did you deal with, was there a change with wholesalers? I know you deal a lot with pallets. Did they change how they were dealing with you at all, or are they still open? Or
no, I mean, it didn't really affect the wholesale business. The only thing that changed was just the face mask, pretty much, and just hand sanitizers. But I mean, other than that, it's been business as usual for these guys. He's still doing his thing. I'm still purchasing pallets from him on a weekly basis. So I'm actually going to get some pallets tomorrow dropped off at my house. So it's just, nice. It's like I said, it's always building that relationship with somebody and making those connections, because that connection you make with that person can possibly open another door to another relationship with another person that, that's either a wholesaler or does something similar, or, that what they do. And it just makes your network grow a little bit,
Oh, it does. It does. And then I'll tell a little short story because I know you interviewed this guy, Chris, Daily Refinement.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I met him, I want to say 3-4 years ago.
Okay.
And I want to say the guy's no joke. He's like straight in there.
Yeah, he's a straight shooter. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's walking encyclopedia. So I remember he asked me if I'd ever gone to a Goodwill outlet. And I said, no, I didn't even know what they were. This is 4 years ago. So I said, he's all, do you want to go? I said, okay. And then the next day, he's all right, 10 a.m. tomorrow morning or whenever they open, let's go. And he was there at 10 a.m. the next morning. And then, so we show up there, and I think I showed up 15 minutes earlier than he did. Mm-hmm. And then the first thing he says to me, he's like, hey, how's it going, everything? So have you talked to the manager yet? And we're still in the parking lot. And I'm like, no, I haven't talked to him. And he didn't say it in a dickish way. He's just kind of have you met anyone? Have you talked to them? I said, no. So he said, okay, let's go. And literally we walked, made a beeline straight. Mm-hmm. And then we talked to whoever, obviously the manager wasn't right there. It's a Goodwill outlet. So, there's a lot of people there. Mm-hmm. And then within, I want to say 30 seconds, he got the manager's name, phone number. And within 5 minutes, we were dealing with a couple pallets out in the back.
Yep.
That's how fast it was. And I've never bought a pallet in my life. Yep. I've never asked to speak to a manager in my life.
Yep.
So everything you're saying right there, my point to this was that it's all how you approach somebody, how you talk to somebody, how you do all that kind of stuff.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah. So with the pallet game, what would you? I mean, because do you like, because I know you were mentioning earlier, I'm not sure how much you wanted to say about how you're kind of transitioning a little bit. Because I know you sell Mercari. Are you selling like more bulk items in Mercari, or are you looking to kind of be the pallet guy for other people?
Well, the thing, Mike, like I said, my goal is to be that wholesale supplier, that supplies to the resellers. That's my main goal right now. Right now, I'm the middleman.
Yeah.
I buy from my wholesaler, and I'm selling these pallets to the other resellers that are out at the swap meets and flea markets, selling and hustling their stuff. And that's, like I said, that's my next goal. But once I get to that, where I start being a wholesaler, I still want to keep my online, Mercari platform open. And hopefully by that time, if my business does expand, I can actually hire someone to run that for me. So I don't have to be, doing that on a regular basis. But it would have to be someone that I know it's going to get the job done, and not just, list one or two things a day and then just kind of goof off the rest of the day. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I mean, it takes a little bit more, especially when you're doing bulk items, multiple items, and then getting it to the right place. So I'm gonna step in here a little bit and just wanted to say hi to everyone. If we haven't said anything to you yet, who else is in the chat? We got Drifter Thrifts, Lone Star Picker, Louis in the house, and got Nana Tink Treasures, Galaxy CDs, Roxanne Flips, Ryan, how's it going? And who else we got here?
Fundamentals of Side Hustling.
I saw Derek in here. Where is
Derek in here?
Yeah, Fundamentals of Side Hustle. And then I just wanted to say, I was just talking to Derek earlier today. I'm going to be talking to him tomorrow at around the same time, around 4 o'clock.
Nice.
I think that's what we decided on. So I'm excited about that, because Derek is actually local to me. I'm in the Sacramento area.
That's awesome, man. That's he's a good reseller. He's on his game. He knows his stuff, and he's crushing it right now. So
yeah, I've seen the posts. I've seen the YouTube videos. He's doing really, really well.
Yeah, man. He's doing really good.
Yeah, big time. So I know you're talking about pallets. I wanted to talk a little bit about, because I know you do Offerup and Let Go.
Yep.
So has that been something you've done since they were separate companies, or how's that going for you?
Yeah, I did that before, since they were separate companies back then, and I used to have the app for both until they merged. Offerup I'll use to get rid of course, brand new toys, all that stuff. Toys is one thing that never gets old. That's something that sells all year long.
Yeah. And
people are always looking for them for birthday gifts or just to buy for their kids, especially right now with the pandemic. A lot of people are just, instead of going out to the stores, they'll come on Offerup. You could ship it too. And a lot of people still don't know that you could ship stuff to Offerup.
I found that out. I didn't know that either, to be honest.
Yeah, you could ship through there and everything. I've done it with the toys, and I've shipped pretty much all over the place. And yeah, but like I said, I sell toys on there. I'll sell like the heavier, bulkier stuff that'll cost me more to ship. I'll sell it locally. And it's been a great platform, and it's no fees, and you get cash in hand.
Nice.
And then get better than that.
Yeah, I mean, you can't complain with that. I mean, Offerup, that they have. How's their fee structure compared to Mercari? Which one would you say is? I mean, how does that work? Do they charge? I'm assuming they charge something, because
Oh, they charge if you ship. They charge you a fee. It's not bad. It's similar to Mercari. It's not really that much. So. But like I said, I always price my stuff with that in mind, knowing what the fees are going to be and everything. So by the time I get, whatever I'm going to get, I know what I'm going to get. So it's always good to keep that in mind when you list, especially, on this could be on any platform. Whenever you list something, make sure you take into consideration what the fees are going to be as well.
Oh, yeah.
And like that, you could price your item knowing, okay, this is going to be a $30 item. It's going to be 40-something cents for this, or $1 something for the fees. And, you got to make sure you cover all that, and knowing you're going to still make a profit on top with the fees included,
I mean, I as soon as you said that, I remember the first item when I got back on eBay, I want to say 2012. The first item I sold was a He-Man toy. It was sealed. It was brand new. It was like from 2010 now. Mm-hmm. I didn't check the shipping on it. We went to Australia. I think I had a set like $5, $10 thing set on that. Ended up losing on that shipment. I thought about pulling the plug, but I'm like, no, I can't. I got to ship it. So I think I made like -$4 on that entire process.
We all went through that. That happened to me too when I started selling on eBay. You know, I think I ended up losing like $10 on that sale, but you know, it's a lesson that you learn. So you just see it as a, you know, okay, this is that I did wrong. So next time I know to do this and not do this. I mean, yeah, it cost me $10, but I mean, at least it gave me that knowledge now that I know what to do and how to price the stuff, so it doesn't happen again.
Oh yeah, and actually, that's how I found out about global shipping. This is on eBay, so
yeah,
I didn't know that back then. I just shipped. I don't know what I shipped it with. I'm guessing Express, but I mean, that's actually a good segue. Do you do a lot of international sales too, or how's that?
Yeah, I'll ship out to like Canada and down to Mexico. I've sold quite a few stuff. I think I've shipped out to Europe. Maybe I've shipped out maybe like 4 or 5 items. So, but I used the pirate ship, so it's not really that bad on the shipping.
Yeah, I know pirate ships helped me out a couple of times actually.
Yeah,
especially when they changed that whole USPS changed dimensional weight.
Yep.
That was a big shift.
Yep, it was.
And then have you seen? I mean, as far as like international shipments go, because I know I'm a big eBay seller, so I have issues with their whole, I mean, not just the price they charge, but how they get it there and the time it takes.
Yeah.
Have you seen any issues like that with Mercari or Offerup?
I haven't. I know it does take a while sometimes, depending on, you know, where it's going, and then once it goes through customs and all that stuff, sometimes they'll detain the packages for no reason, and they could detain it up to a week.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes it hard for us as a reseller to kind of give a timetable of how long it'll take to get delivered.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's some times where I've shipped and the item has gotten there within a week, maybe a week and a half. And there's another item I've shipped and it got there within 3 weeks. You know, and it's like it varies. It just depends on when it hits customs, if they're gonna detain it or not, or for whatever reason. So that plays a big factor.
So I'm going to read off a question real fast. Nana Tink Treasures, what boxes do you all use for shipping? Save used boxes, only use eBay boxes. USPS boxes, of course, if needed. And if you use old save boxes, how do you store them? Did you want to answer that? Like, do you use old used boxes? Or how do you
I save all boxes stuff that I order on Target and all that, and I'll reuse them. I have a whole rack on the side over here where I have nothing but postal service boxes and bubble mailers and pretty much used boxes, and it's always good to be prepared with boxes, especially right now doing fourth quarter. That happened to me last year where I wasn't too prepared enough with enough supplies. So about early December, I ran out of all the material like boxes and tape and bubble. And man, I had to scratch and, you know, tape from here and bubble wrap from here just to get me through fourth quarter. But this year, you know, I prepared better and I'm fully stocked with everything I need.
Oh yeah, USPS. I mean, I kind of rely a lot on even with the price hike, the padded flat rate envelopes.
Yep.
Those are like gold right now. I think I put an order in, I want to say 60 days ago.
Yep.
For 4 boxes. I've got 1 out of that. There you go. That's it right there.
Yep.
I've seen those. I kid you not. You've probably seen pictures of them selling those at like thrift stores and stuff.
Yep.
It's like $5 for like 3 of them or something. It's crazy. And that's no joke. They really do sell those.
They do sell them. Yeah.
Which is, I don't think is legal.
No, it's not, because we get them free from the post office, but people do it because they know resellers are going to need them. So
yeah. And then the thing I've ran into the same thing that you did like 2 years ago and the year before that, running out of supplies. Just so you know, because I used to run a shipping store. In our training back there for that shipping store, especially around Christmas, they would say, save old boxes, save old packing material, the bubble wrap, even the garbage bag type stuff. They would save all of that, and it was in their training manual.
Yeah, definitely.
So when people say that you shouldn't save stuff like that, I understand you don't want to use a box with a hole in it, or you want to mark up the labels. Like if you're sending it post office, don't have a giant UPS label on it or whatever. I get that, but it's kind of funny because the only thing I would say is with USPS, I know with their whole pricing structure and their whole issues, don't abuse their supplies. I would say that. I have a lot of experience with the post office, and they're the only ones that will actually let you. They have minimal margins, is my point.
Yep.
So yeah, so we can all be a little bit nicer to the post, because those people they work hard. They're like some of the hardest people I know. I said, I've been working with the post office for 20 years now in some capacity. And then so I mean, I remember there was I'm getting off track here, but back in the day when I ran a shipping store, we used to give out like you said, you give out like the gift cards at Christmas. We did it to all the drivers, UPS, FedEx, post office. We used to know them by, and like there was a couple actually knitted them sweaters. Yeah, because we knew them so much. Yeah. So those were good people. So tip your mailman. I think it's a $20 max. I think that's the rule or something like that.
Yep.
So let's see. I got a question here on the board. Question for Luis, actually. If you had the luxury to obtain one piece of expensive equipment or tool for e-com business, what would it be and why?
It will be that machine that fills up those bubble pack things.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that will definitely be something that I would use, and it will make my for my e-commerce business a lot smoother. So that's one thing that I would definitely want to get. And it will help me a lot with my shipping too.
And then actually Lone Star Picker again, he said, our local carrier coffee card for Starbucks. Okay, give your local carrier a Starbucks card. Yeah.
Yep.
That's true. Everyone, because the rule I heard is that I don't know if this is, I mean, I'm a small seller, but some people actually try and like bribe drivers for some stupid reason. Maybe they get a faster pickup. And you don't want to do that. And then cash is like a bad idea.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you can give them a gift card, like Starbucks card like that, it really helps. And it makes them feel better because.
Yeah, that's what I do with my guy that picks up my packages every day. I'll give him a card.
I started doing that this year, actually. To be honest, I was one of those people that I remember I was always driving down to the post office, the UPS. I would always say, no, I'm not going to leave it on my doorstep, But it's pretty efficient now. You fill out the whole slip and you just have it check every single one of them. So that's pretty cool. So we're a little bit over the midway point here. So Luis, if you could do me a favor and just for everyone that's here that maybe doesn't know who you are, let them know how they can find you and all that good stuff.
Yeah, you guys could follow me on my Instagram at Cali Reseller Luis. It's all together. Like I said, my logo is red, so it's not hard to find. And the same thing for YouTube. The same thing. It's Cali Reseller Luis. I do my auctions every Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m. Mo was in there last night, so he got to experience my auction last night. And I do my Friday night hangouts on Friday nights as well on my channel. And then every Monday, myself and my co-host, the Lone Star Picker, do our Mindful Merchants live at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We switch off every week. This week we had it on my channel, and this coming Monday will be on his channel. So we always have different guests come on. So if you guys never been to one of our lives, make sure you guys come by and check it out.
Definitely. And I'm going to put all those links, and I'll put Lone Star's link too in the show notes here when we're done. So you'll be able to find that if you know.
Okay, I appreciate that.
No, seriously, you guys do a good job. And your interviews, you've only done like, I think 8 or 9 interviews, but they're like you've been doing them for like a couple of years. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, I've done a few already with like OBX Picker and Sam. I was with them, and I've done a few already. So I appreciate you asking me to be on here today with you.
Absolutely. And then what I wanted to touch on one of our last topics here is I know you do Facebook Marketplace. I know you do a lot of that. Me personally, I've done a little bit. But how is that going for you? And especially with the shipping, how is that going for you?
It's been good. I haven't had any issues on Facebook Marketplace. I've sold stuff on there. I've bought in a few things on there myself with other people. So, and no, the transactions have been smooth. There hasn't been no issues, and shipping wise, neither. I've never had any problems with it. I haven't had no returns or anything like that because, like I said, pretty much sell the new toys, so I never really have an issue with that. So, but
Gotcha.
it's a great like I said, it's just another source for you to use to sell things like eBay and Mercari, and the more you have more places to sell, it's better because it expands your network of what you're selling, and instead of putting all your eggs in one basket, you have one here, you have one there, you have another one on this side, and besides all this reselling and wholesale pallets, I don't know if you've caught some of my lives, but I also have a gumball machine business for my kids.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. If you can go into it a little bit, how did you even get started with something like that? I mean,
I actually one day I was on YouTube. This was like maybe last year, and I came across Reyes the Entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I saw one of his videos when he was still doing the vending before he quit the vending. And I saw he was doing the gumballs, and I was like, well, it seems not too bad. So I did my research with the gumball machines. I mean, you can get a brand new one for about $100.
Okay. I had no idea what it cost.
Yeah, it's really not that expensive. I mean, you could buy a box of 860 gumballs at Sam's for like $22. So that's $122 that you're investing. You're selling each gumball for 25 cents, and it has 860, in a box. So you could probably fit maybe like 200 gumballs in the machine, maybe 250. So just off the top of your head, just gives you an idea of how much profit, you will make.
Okay. And then how did you, I mean, okay, so you got the gumball machine. That you got to put it somewhere though. Like, how do you figure out, or like you have to sign a contract with somebody, or?
No, because it's not an actual snack machine. So it's not like one of those big bulk machines. So these are the standard, small bubblegum machines. Let me show you. I have one here next to me.
Okay, cool. Okay, I bought from one of those before a bunch of times.
See? Just to give you guys an idea of what it is. And just the way I obtained the locations was just talking to the owners of the different places. Like this machine, I just picked it up on Friday because the place was going out of business. So the owner called me and told me I actually have a separate YouTube channel for my candy vending machine business, and everything that I collect from this, it goes straight to my kids' bank account.
Nice. So you got like it's kind of like a mini indirect bank account for your kids.
Yeah.
Building up. It's like a stock.
Yeah. This is just a way for me to show them that, putting in work and work, work, has its rewards. So they, before the whole pandemic stuff happened, I will have them clean the machines and help me fill them up and all that stuff. But right now, with the way things are, I'm doing this on my own.
So I mean, with the whole pandemic, is there some other protocol? They just have a sticker that says this is wiped down or something? Or?
Yeah, I had to get some stickers from the CDC.
Okay.
Pretty much, I have to go by every week and clean the machines down and make sure that they're sanitized and all that good stuff. So yeah. But since it's gumballs, it's not really a big issue because it's not. Yeah, it's something that you chew, but it's not like food, like bread or potato chips or stuff like that. So they're not really too.
Sit at the bottom there, like does it like have like a sugar buildup on the bottom there, or?
No. When I check them, I'll pull out all the gumballs out just to make sure there's nothing on the bottom.
Okay.
Because it depends. Everybody runs their business. I know I've seen some machines that look really old and look like they haven't been cleaned in years. But me, I clean them out, every time I go, and just to make sure there's no buildup. And then where the actual gumball comes out, I make sure I wipe all that down with the Clorox wipe, especially when the kids are touching all that. With their fingers,
Yeah. That's pretty cool. I never thought. Is that something you're going to expand, or are you looking at different types of machines? Or
yeah, well, right now we have a total of 9 machines right now. So I have 7 out right now on location, and I have 2 here that I want to place back. The one I just pulled the other day, and I have another brand new one in a box still that I haven't, pulled out because, like I said, everything got on hold because the pandemic stuff happened and a lot of businesses started closing down.
Damn. But it's interesting that you're doing that now during the pandemic and it's going well for you. So that shows you that not everything's shut down. Business is still running. I mean, that's cool. I mean, how'd you hear? I mean, it's just from Rez's video or?
Yeah, like I said, one day I was just laying down, getting ready for bed, and I thought, okay, let me see what's on, and he popped up. So I just looked at the video, and I'm like, oh, that's on something that doesn't sound like it's too much, and I just started looking into it, where to buy the machines and how much they cost. And once I saw it wasn't that much to actually get started, I was like, okay. I started with the first machine, so I bought the first machine, got it in a location. I thought, okay, I collected from it. We invested on another machine, and it just, we got another location, and I ended up buying what's called a 5-tiered rack. I'm pretty sure you've seen them at the supermarkets that have like the bouncy balls and all that, and then the little capsules. I have one of those at an actual pizza place that does very well.
Nice.
And I also have one of those big spiral gumball machines too.
My kids, seriously, whenever we go, I mean, we don't really go to pizza places now, but we did a lot. They would maybe the first thing, because when you walk in the door, it's like right there.
Yep.
Like we used to have a round table that was real close. Mm-hmm. First thing is like, I want that. We haven't even ordered pizza yet. And like, no, I want that. I want that. So actually, I do have a question here. Is it hurt business? I know we talked about this a little bit, but specifically about your gumball business. Has the business hurt since people are not going to businesses as much anymore?
Well, with the location I just spoke about, I just picked up that machine on Friday. So that, unfortunately, they're going out of business. So it does affect some businesses. And with me, that's just been my first place that, the location, I had to pick up the machine. But my other locations are actually doing very well.
Okay.
Because I have another pizza place that does very well because, they're closed where they're not dining in, but they're still doing carry out and Uber Eats and Postmates.
Yeah.
So when those drivers come in and they're waiting for their orders, they're always going to the machines and getting candy or gumball, or they want gum to chew while they're waiting.
Oh yeah. So
definitely. All those machines keep, you keep using them. So it's not as much big as a profit as before, but it's still making profit enough. So
no, it's smart though, because you go into like Walmart, any grocery store, what do they have right by the cash register? All that little stuff.
Yeah.
They make a ton of money just from that, like my local is a big local thrift store right by me. And they have like literally walls on either side. It's like 100 feet either side, potato chips and like all these little things like chargers, all this little stuff that you're standing there waiting and you can't help but see all this stuff. So that's where your stuff is. You're probably making good money, I would say. So I think we covered pretty much all of what I wanted to talk about. So one last time, I know we've done it before, but I'm trying to do these videos for you guys out there. Let everyone know, and they already know where you're from, and they know where your channel is, but let them know again. And then if you can let them know again about that Toys for Tots, that would be really helpful.
Yeah, Toys for Tots is a good organization to donate toys to. And I know they do a lot of good things for the communities, especially for the kids. So myself, I like to be involved with that. And, that's just one of them. Another one we do is the Ronald McDonald House that we want to get more involved with as well. With the toys, especially there's a lot of kids that, with low income families that don't have money right now to be spending on, gifts for Christmas for their kids. So if you could, help donate to any of those, even if it's just a couple of toys, it'll make a child's day.
Yeah. And you said that like some people were like on your last auction, they were kind of chipping in and donating too.
Buying stuff to donate to the Toys for Tots. Philly Picker did that. He bought some stuff for me that I'm going to ship to them. And I'm actually going to, like I said, I'm going to add some more toys on my behalf to what he got to send to the Toys for Tots in Philadelphia. Nice.
That's awesome. I think, and that's on Tuesday nights and the auction. That's the one I was at yesterday. And then you got on Mondays, it's
Mindful Merchants. Yeah.
Yep. And then Friday Hangouts.
There's a Friday night hangout. Yeah. Friday night hangout. We just hang out. I open my platform up to anybody that wants to come in and just talk about anything. My chat's always open to anybody to promote what you have going on, whether it's video or you want to promote your eBay store.
Yeah.
Anything that you want to promote, you can come in, you could just hang out. And, you know, everybody comes in, don't hang out. We'll talk about random stuff, or people sometimes have questions about items.
Yeah.
And they'll show us, and we'll try to help them out as much as we can, you know, about what they're asking, you know, regarding to reselling. So
Nice.
it's a pretty laid back Friday nights, and like I said, it's open to everybody. I've had people on there come on. Nate's been on there. He was in here earlier. Drifter Thrifters. He's from Australia, so.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been on there, and I've had a Houston reseller too. That's another. He's new to YouTube. He hit his 100 subscribers on my live, so that was pretty cool. That was a nice milestone for him, you know.
That's awesome. So we got one last question here. Do any of the stores or places you set up them, I guess the Gumball machines, are there any machines like yours that actually are owned by the store, or like, so like you're competing with them in a sense, or?
Yeah, I mean, some places do have their own, or they have the company that they use, their vending, or they have a contract. Like that's for like the bigger chain stores, you know, like sometimes like Walmart and all that. But the machines that I have, they're mine. I pay for them, so they're my property. I have all my information on the side of the machine. And when you place these machines, I don't pay commission because, like I said, they don't take up much space. And if you're doing a service for the business,
you're getting people to come in there. So
yeah, you know, people are coming in with the kids. They see the gumballs or the candy, and they want to entertain the kids for a little bit. So they'll be like, okay, here's a quarter, you know. And so, you know, you maintain it, you clean it, you fill it up. They don't have to do anything. You know, but it's still there for their customers, so they see it as a win-win because they're like, I don't have to waste my time with this. He comes in, he takes care of everything. Boom, you know, okay, no problem. But then you'll get the people that you go in there and automatically they want 50-50 off the bat, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I remember I know who you talk, the types of people you talked about. Yeah, but I mean, to be honest, if they're smart, they're going to be like, you know what, this guy's helping me out. I mean, even if they're selfish, let's put it this way. You're thinking about monetary only. You're bringing boots in the door.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what every business wants, right?
Yeah.
And you can even see those from that because, like I said, when my kids, they love gumballs, the little bouncy ball things, stickers.
Yeah, the bouncy balls and the gumball machines are my best sellers.
And it's so simple. You wouldn't think about it, but that's genius. I mean, it really is. I mean,
yeah, a lot of people, when you tell them you do that, they look at you like, really? You're going to make money off a quarter thing? But they don't see the big picture, you know?
Yeah.
You know, you let that build up for a month or for 2 months and 3 months, you go collect, you're looking anywhere from $100 or $80 low end, $200 a high end.
Yeah.
And that's for a machine that's doing all the work.
I mean, what do we talk about? We talk about like passive income. You hear that term all the time. That's basically passive income. You show up, someone can clean it up and then take your money and go. I mean, so cash is king. So I'm going to be respectful of Luis's time. We're coming up to the hour mark here. Cali Reseller Luis, check out his channel. I will be there on Friday at your Hangout. So hopefully we can talk some more.
No, definitely, man. Like I said, I'm here for anybody that wants to ask any questions or anything. Feel free to hit me up anytime on Instagram. I'll answer your question as soon as I can, because sometimes I do get a little busy with family thing and doing my reselling. But I always respond back to everybody.
Absolutely, you're responding back to me like pretty much right away. So I appreciate that. So if you guys could do me a favor, I will shamelessly plug the Reselling Nation podcast. If you could leave us a review, if you wanted to leave a comment, and check us out on YouTube, and a subscribe would be great. But one last thing, we also have a mini group, the Reselling Nation Help group on Facebook. Everyone's welcome to join. And small group, only about 100 people, so everyone there is real, no bots.
All right. Yeah, post a link on here. I'll definitely
absolutely appreciate
join your group and help you guys too. I also posted my link to my candy vending machine YouTube if anybody wants to curiosity.
And then if anything else, if you forget later, I can add back to the show notes whenever. So if you update, you add a new this or that, just let me know.
Definitely.
And So until the next one, I really want to say that I appreciate everyone coming out here. I'm new to looking at the, let me see, click on this real fast. I'm new to my eyes going down this way. Well, that's why. Because the first show we did, I never clicked on the notes. So like it was coming up here, I never clicked on it. It just said StreamYard, you know, click on the comments. I didn't even read that.
Yeah.
But, you live and you learn, right?
Yep.
So until the next one, I was just going to sign out for Cali Reseller Luis. Have a good one, man.
See you guys. Thanks for coming.